This is question 16 on maths from section 2 of the 2019 BMAT. So we're told that a rectangle has an area of 66 centimetres squared and that one of its sides is 7 minus root 5 centimetres. Therefore, based on this information, what is the perimeter of this rectangle? So where to begin? Well, to help us visualise this information on paper, let's do a quick sketch of what we know about this rectangle. So the area is 66 centimetres squared. One of the sides, it doesn't really matter if it's the longer or the shorter side, but for the diagram's purpose, I've put it as the longer one for now, is 7 minus root 5 centimetres. And we have this unknown side, which I've called x for now. So if we're looking for the perimeter, what do we need to know? Well, the perimeter is the sum of all the sides. And so, of course, we're going to need to work out x in order to calculate this. So how can we work out x? Well, we know the area is one side times the other side. And so, in other words, 7 minus root 5 all times x must be equal to 66. So this is the starting point for working out our unknown side. So let's rearrange this to make x the subject. We have x is 66 divided by 7 minus root 5. Now, before we start adding things up, we can definitely make this into a friendlier looking fraction. And so if we have a surd on the bottom, or in the denominator, what do we usually do? Well, because this isn't usually good news, we usually try and move this surd to the top. And how do we do that? Well, we can times this whole thing by 1, but the way that we do that to get rid of this surd is to take the denominator, repeat it, but change the minus to a plus, or vice versa. And if we times all of this by 7 plus root 5 over 7 plus root 5, this will eliminate the surd on the bottom, which is what we want. So let's do that. So on the top of this fraction, we have 66 times 7 plus root 5. Then what about the bottom? So we have 2 7s is 49. Minus 7 times root 5 plus 7 times root 5 cancels out. That's the reason that this is useful. And then finally we have minus root 5 times plus root 5, which is minus 5. So we have 49 minus 5, which is 44 on the bottom. Now, can we simplify this down any more? Well, we might clock that 66 over 44 will cancel down because both of these are factors or multiples of 11. So that would become 6 over 4, and 6 over 4 would become 3 over 2. So now we've got the surd on the top of this fraction, and so we're in a position to start combining in a sum these different sides to get our value for the perimeter, because this is the sort of form that the answers are given in this question. So what do we need to add up? So the perimeter is 2 of these sides plus 2 of these sides. So firstly, we have 2 times 7 minus root 5 and 2 times x. Now x is 3 over 2 times this. And so 2 of them will simply be 3 times 7 plus root 5. So let's expand this out. Firstly, in terms of the integers, we have 2 times 7 plus 3 times 7, that is 5 times 7, which is 35, plus 2 times minus root 5 plus 3 times root 5 is just 1 times root 5 after that subtraction. So we have 35 plus root 5 as our perimeter. And this is indeed the correct form that we're given in the answers, and this answer matches up with D. Of course, this is given in centimetres.